There's gotta be a way out of this.
Johnny, I'm dying. There's nothing can stop that.
Welcome to MojoPlays. Today, we're looking at 10 things to know before playing Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Will you be getting this hotly anticipated DLC?
So NUSA is tossing us back into the fray, huh?
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Dogtown.
What's the catch?
I need you to get to Dogtown.
Exploring Night City and seeing how detailed the world is was one of the best parts of Cyberpunk 2077. So we're plenty excited about getting a brand new corner of the map to explore. Dogtown is an adapted setting from the tabletop RPG, given a new name, but in short, it's a completely lawless, decaying district that has been completely abandoned by the authorities.
Dogtown is a part of Night City, but has its own very distinct look and vibe. It's outside of the jurisdiction of NCPD, attracting all kinds of eccentrics and dangerous characters.
It's also home to an extensive black market and controlled by a violent gang, Bargist, made up of former Militech soldiers. By the sounds of things, it's going to be even deadlier than some of Night City's existing regions, like the Badlands and Pacifica, adding a new level of challenge to the game.
Night City has its own kind of levels to it, and I think Dogtown is kind of going down to a darker place.
Idris Elba.
Someone ratted us out.
You know, V, treason ain't ever black and white.
Where the base game built much of its marketing around Keanu Reeves' star power, this DLC is bringing a new A-lister to Night City, Idris Elba. Elba will be playing Solomon Reed, an agent working for the Federal Intelligence Agency. Reed is also a sleeper agent who's been in Dogtown for years by this point, and will show up to help, or potentially to hinder, V, as they enter Dogtown themselves.
The situation's changed. You need to know if you're with me.
Reed is loyal to the new United States, but as always, V's working in their own interest, which is why it'll probably depend on your choices whether Reed is an ally or not. And yes, Keanu is back as well to provide more classic Johnny Silverhand one-liners.
Come on. Got iron in your head. Gotta put it to someone's head. Pull the trigger.
Story.
My name is Songbird. I'm an NUS intelligence analyst. I know about the bomb ticket in your head, and I can save your life.
Though we've seen a decent amount in the trailers, CDPR will presumably still be keeping a lot to itself where the story is concerned. What we know so far is that V is contacted by a mysterious person named Songbird, who promises them the cure for their impending death. The catch is that they're sent into Dogtown to rescue the president, Rosalind Myers, whose private plane, Space Force One, has crashed there.
Attention all Dogtown residents. The President managed to crash her Space Force One into our humble district.
Everyone is after Myers, with the game's villain Hansen likely trying to claim a large ransom for her, and V has to rescue them in the hope of ridding themselves of Johnny's parasitic consciousness. It's also going to be a spy thriller, involving politics and espionage in an interesting change of pace.
In Dogtown, I keep your business safe as long as you abide by my rules.
Radiant Quests.
It seems Dexter has given us a test of sorts to see if we're worthy.
Though the original game had plenty of content to sink your teeth into, a lot of it meticulously designed, you would still eventually run out of things to do if you were a completionist. So, a new quest type will be added to the game with the expansion, called Courier Missions. Essentially, these are just simple quests you'll get where you need to steal a car and get it back to a fixer in good condition. These quests are infinite, meaning Cyberpunk finally has Radiant Quests. Love them or hate them, Radiant Quests do provide limitless, optional gameplay and more opportunities to make money.
Ain't seen nothing yet. Check this out. For this year.
UI.
Which leads you to push your body to the limit and give you new abilities to deliver more thrilling gameplay.
One criticism some people had for the base game was the UI. It was difficult to read with its light pink or dark red design, and some of the UI elements got in your way. Notably, the phone was extremely annoying at launch, with V getting phone calls constantly that they couldn't decline. It was eventually added in a patch that you don't have to answer the phone every time, but Phantom Liberty is promising to change this even more. We're not sure exactly what's going to change, but it's going to be easier to hotkey different consumables and abilities, as well as to access your cyberdeck for quick hacks.
We have put a lot of work into making the world feel more alive. Small scenes, secrets to find, Easter eggs, make this place feel more vibrant and more believable.
Police AI.
We have completely overhauled the police system. Police actions are more believable, dynamic, and diverse.
Another major issue with the game at launch were the cops. They had almost no AI and would spawn out of thin air on top of V when they committed a crime, and were then extremely easy to avoid by just running away down the block. Phantom Liberty is totally overhauling it to create more intelligent police, meaning that there will actually be consequences to committing crimes in public. This puts Cyberpunk on a similar level to Rockstar finally, because you actually will have to consider whether you can get in a firefight with the cops depending on how you choose to handle a mission or an encounter.
The Barghest is the authorities of Dogtown, and they are more dangerous than NCPD. When you as a player commit crimes in Dogtown, they are the guys who are going to chase you.
Will V survive?
There's gotta be a way out of this.
Johnny, I'm dying. There's nothing can stop that.
It's been revealed that Songbird's promise to cure V might not be a complete lie, because Phantom Liberty is going to add a new ending to the base game. As well as the DLC itself having multiple endings, it's going to affect what happens back in the main city when you return to the story. This means that maybe there will be a new ending where V is able to separate their consciousness from Johnny.
Just want what Songbird promised me. The cure.
We're sure it won't be as simple as all that, and there will be some sort of downside to doing this, otherwise there wouldn't really be an ending choice anymore, but it will still be fascinating to see what happens.
If I don't do anything, and do it soon, I'll die.
New gameplay.
Illusion of freedom draws in the desperate. Pick your truth, V.
It's not just the UI and the police that have been overhauled. The core gameplay loop has supposedly been changed significantly, with adjusted enemy behavior, vehicular combat, and even a totally overhauled skill tree. The skill tree has already been changed since launch, and now it's getting an even bigger update to add new, more useful skills and change how progression works.
Something tells me that wasn't no coincidence, huh?
Vehicular combat is particularly interesting too, as some existing vehicles will be changed so that they now support it. We saw all of this back in the notorious 2018 E3 demo, and now it's finally going to be part of the game, with unique, combat-ready cars to collect.
Wait, hear that?
God almighty, it's moving! Run!
Length. Currently, it's looking like Phantom Liberty is going to be Cyberpunk's only expansion, especially since the multiplayer mode has been completely dropped. It's not surprising that this is the case, given how much extra work the base game needed to respond to feedback and actually become playable. But given its price tag, we imagine that Phantom Liberty is going to be pretty big with lots of optional extras and side quests to sink your teeth into. It took about 30 hours to beat The Witcher 3's Blood and Wine DLC if you did all of the side quests, so hopefully Phantom Liberty is comparable, or maybe even longer since it's substantially more expensive.
So we're all moths to the flame, aren't we? And there's a lot of flame in Dogtown.
Release date.
The team has been working passionately to deliver you more deeper and meaningful experience, and I really cannot wait for you to find out more this September.
So, when can you get your hands on Phantom Liberty? Currently, it's set to release on September 26th and will retail for $30. This is a hefty price tag for an expansion, but hopefully the quality of life improvements and vast amount of new content will make up for it. Still, some people are worried they're going to get burned again with a game that won't work, but Cyberpunk has improved a lot in the last 3 years.
Sleeper agents. Time to wake them up. So NUSA's tossing us back into the fray, huh?
As for what you can play it on, it's only going to be on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series, with last gen ditched entirely. This is probably for the best given what happened with the base game's launch. But the real question is whether we'll all be done with Starfield in time to play Phantom Liberty 3 weeks later.
I shall faithfully serve the new United States of America.
On behalf of all Americans, I thank you for your service.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.